Joe, if I knew nothing about Young Life and I was in an elevator with you, well, I said, Young Life, never heard of that. What would you tell me that it is? We have about 12 seconds before I get off on my floor.
So I would try to gauge if you're a Christian or a non-Christian in a matter of 3 seconds.
So you would judge me really quick.
Yeah. So I would say, I'd say, hey, we're a group of adults who cares about kids and wants to walk alongside them, and we're geared towards the kids that kind of want nothing to do with church, nothing to do with faith, or just are on the fringes, aren't connected with a church youth group or anything like that. Those are the kids we want to reach. So we have caring adults, college-age students that try to go into their worlds instead of asking them to come to something that we're doing. Mm-hmm. We enter into the mess with them. Young Life's in all 50 states, almost in 100 foreign countries now, which is crazy.
Wow.
And it just depends, what city it's in and where there's staff, where there's local committee that are kind of championing it. But yeah, it's similar to FCA in that regard.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
So your job as a Young Life area director entails what?
Yeah, so we're technically Greater Longview, so I kind of oversee all the ministry that happens in this part of Texas. Right now, we're just in Longview ISD, so we're in Judson Middle School and Foster Middle School.
Okay.
But my job is to kind of recruit leaders, train leaders. I'm going into the schools myself with our volunteer team and kind of overseeing how we kind of our strategy of reaching kids, inviting them to things we're doing. So a little bit of behind the scenes, but also kind of front lines work as well.
So there's not like a brick and mortar location where some of the kids may congregate. Y'all create these events or go to the schools, and that's where y'all have your what I mean. I get, when y'all have an event,
sure.
is it you guys just speaking into them? I mean, what does it look like?
Yeah, so the first step, what we call is contact work, which is we kind of model it after Jesus' ministry, where he was always on the move, right? Jesus very rarely was like, hey, I'm sitting up on this throne and I want you to come to me.
Right. He was a busy dude.
He was in the mess. He was going from town to town and healing people and preaching and all this stuff. So we say, hey, where are the lost kids? Well, they're at the school. And if they're not going to come to us, we got to come to them.
Right.
So we have a really good relationship with the schools that we're in, and they'll let us come to school lunches before and after school. We get to go to sporting events, but the whole thing is we're showing up. We're trying to remember kids' names. That's an important one. That's if you meet a kid named Billy, and then the next week you say, hey, what's up, Billy? And then you'll see their eyes, and they're just shocked that you remember their name.
It's a lost art that a lot of people suck at, including myself. It's like I was meeting with a girl the other day, and I asked her name, and 5 minutes later, I had to swallow my pride and ask her name again and apologize. And I felt terrible, but people, their name's a name for a reason, right?
Yeah.
He calls us by our name. They want to hear their name.
Yep.
Adults too.
Yeah.
They want to be noticed and recognized.
I think it's a blessing. Like there's guys in ministry that if they hear somebody's name one time, 10 years down the road, they'll be like, oh, that's so-and-so. And I was like, how did you know that? I can't remember. Like there's people I see every single day. I can't remember the name.
I think part of it is we're so distracted all the time. She told me your name. My phone's vibrating in my pocket. I got somebody texting me. They need this, this, and this, and this. And then she tells me her name again. And then my phone's vibrating again and it's ringing. And like, we're just distracted. Our minds are distracted all the time.